Right now, there's a conversation happening inside your head. Maybe it's replaying something you said 3 days ago. Maybe it's imagining 17 different ways tomorrow could go wrong. Maybe it's analyzing why someone looked at you a certain way. And the exhausting part? None of it is actually happening. It's all in your mind. Hey everyone, I'm Cindy, and welcome back to English TalkNest, where we learn to master life, not just language. Today, we're tackling something that steals more peace, joy, and energy than almost anything else: overthinking. If you've ever lain awake at night replaying conversations, if you've ever been paralyzed by what ifs, if your mind feels like a browser with 47 tabs open, this video is for you. Let's figure out how to quiet the noise and finally find some peace. Let me tell you about my friend Maya. Brilliant woman, talented, kind, full of potential, but she couldn't make a single decision without torturing herself for weeks. Should she take the new job? Well, what if it's not what she expects? But what if she misses this opportunity? What if her current boss gets upset? What if the new company isn't stable? What if she regrets it? What if? 6 months later, the opportunity was gone. Someone else took it. And you know what Maya said? I knew I should have done it. Here's the heartbreaking truth. Overthinking doesn't protect you from bad outcomes. It just guarantees you'll suffer twice, once in your imagination, and possibly again in reality. We think we're being careful, being smart, being thorough, but really, we're building a prison in our own minds. We're trapped not by our circumstances, but by our endless mental loops. The good news? You hold the key. And today, I'm going to show you how to use it. Before we can stop overthinking, we need to understand what it actually is. Overthinking isn't the same as thinking deeply or being thoughtful. Those are good things. Overthinking is when your thoughts become repetitive, unproductive, and focused on things you can't control. It's the difference between thinking, how can I prepare for this presentation? Overthinking, what if I mess up? What if they judge me? What if my voice shakes? What will they think of me? See? One is solution-focused, the other is worry-focused. Overthinking usually shows up in 3 forms: rumination, replaying the past over and over. Why did I say that? I should have done it differently. They probably think I'm so stupid. Catastrophizing, imagining the worst possible future. Everything is going to go wrong. I'll definitely fail. My life is going to fall apart. Analysis paralysis, overthinking every option until you can't make any decision. But what if I choose wrong? I need more information. Maybe I should wait. Maybe there's a better option. Sound familiar? Here's what's happening. Your mind is trying to protect you. It thinks if it considers every possible danger, every possible mistake, every possible outcome, it can keep you safe. But it's doing the opposite. It's keeping you stuck. Let's talk about what overthinking is actually stealing from you. It steals your present moment. While you're replaying yesterday or worrying about tomorrow, today is passing you by. You're physically here, but mentally, you're somewhere else. You miss beautiful moments because you're trapped in your head. It steals your energy. Overthinking is exhausting. It's like running a marathon while sitting still. Your body feels tired, your mind feels foggy, and you haven't actually accomplished anything. It steals your confidence. Every time you overthink, you're practicing self-doubt. You're training yourself to question everything you do. Over time, you start believing you can't trust your own judgment. It steals your relationships. You overthink what people mean, what they think about you, what you should say. And meanwhile, you're not actually connecting with them. You're too busy being in your head. It steals your opportunities. While you're overthinking whether to start, whether it's the right time, whether you're ready, life moves on. Opportunities don't wait for overthinkers to feel certain. I learned this the hard way. I once spent 3 months overthinking whether to apply for a program I really wanted. By the time I decided to go for it, applications were closed. 3 months of mental torture, and all I got was regret. That was my wake-up call. Overthinking wasn't protecting me, it was costing me everything.
So, why do we do this to ourselves? Understanding the root causes helps us break free. Here are the main reasons: fear of making mistakes. We've been taught that mistakes are bad, that we need to get things right the first time. So we overthink, trying to find the perfect choice. But here's the truth: there is no perfect choice. There are just choices and what you make of them. Need for control. Life is unpredictable, and that's scary. So we try to control it by thinking through every possibility. But the more we try to control, the more anxious we become, because we realize we can't control most things. Low self-trust. When you don't trust yourself to handle whatever comes, you overthink. You're looking for external validation, for guarantees, for certainty. But confidence comes from trusting that you can handle things, not from having all the answers. Perfectionism. If you believe everything must be perfect, you'll overthink everything. You'll analyze, revise, second guess. But perfectionism isn't excellence. It's fear dressed up as high standards. Past trauma or criticism. If you've been criticized a lot, or if you've made mistakes that had painful consequences, your brain becomes hypervigilant. It overthinks to try to prevent that pain from happening again. Here's what helped me: realizing that overthinking feels productive, but it's not. It feels like you're doing something, solving something, but you're just spinning in circles. Real problem solving leads to action. Overthinking leads to more thinking. All right, now for what you came here for: practical strategies that actually work. Strategy number 1, set a worry window. Here's something that changed my life. Instead of trying to never overthink, I gave myself permission to overthink, but only at specific times. I set a worry window for 15 minutes each evening. During that time, I could overthink anything I wanted. But outside that window, whenever overthinking started, I'd tell myself, not now. I'll think about this during my worry window. It sounds simple, but it works. Your brain learns that overthinking has boundaries. Strategy number 2, the 5-minute rule. When you catch yourself overthinking, ask, will this matter in 5 years? If not, it doesn't deserve more than 5 minutes of your mental energy. Someone gave you a weird look? 5 years from now, will this matter? No. Move on. You said something awkward? 5 years from now, will anyone remember? No. Let it go. This isn't about dismissing real problems. It's about getting perspective on the small stuff we blow out of proportion. Strategy number 3, write it down and walk away. When your mind is spinning, grab a piece of paper and do a brain dump. Write down everything you're overthinking about, every worry, every question, every scenario. Then close the notebook and walk away. Something magical happens when thoughts leave your head and land on paper. They lose their power. They become smaller, more manageable. And you realize most of them aren't as big as they felt in your mind. Strategy number 4, ask better questions. Overthinkers ask questions like, what if this goes wrong? Why did this happen to me? What do they think of me? These questions have no good answers. They just create more anxiety. Instead, ask, what can I control right now? What's one small step I can take? What would I do if I trusted myself? Better questions lead to better thoughts. Better thoughts lead to better actions. Strategy number 5, the 10-10-10 rule.
When you're overthinking a decision, ask yourself, how will I feel about this decision in 10 minutes? How will I feel about it in 10 months? How will I feel about it in 10 years? This helps you zoom out and see what actually matters long term versus what's just temporary discomfort. Strategy 6. Move your body. This is so simple, but so powerful. When you're stuck in your head, move your body. Go for a walk, dance to your favorite song, do jumping jacks, stretch. Physical movement interrupts mental loops. It brings you back to your body, back to the present moment. I can't tell you how many times a 10-minute walk has cleared my mind completely. Strategy number 7. Practice the so what technique. This one is bold, but effective. When you catch yourself catastrophizing, follow the thought all the way through with so what? What if I fail this test? So what? I'll get a bad grade. So what? My parents will be disappointed. So what? I'll feel bad about myself. So what? I guess I'll still be okay. I'll study harder next time. Life will go on. Often when we follow our fears all the way through, we realize the worst case scenario isn't actually that bad. We'll survive. We'll adopt. We'll be okay. Strategy number 8. The done is better than perfect mindset. Give yourself permission to be imperfect. Give yourself permission to make decisions with incomplete information. Done is better than perfect. Action is better than endless planning. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the next step. Stopping overthinking isn't just about strategies. It's about building a different relationship with your mind. Practice presence. The more present you are, the less you overthink. Overthinking lives in the past and future. Presence lives in now. Simple ways to practice. Focus on your breath for 1 minute. Notice 5 things you can see right now. Feel your feet on the ground. These tiny moments of presence train your brain to come back to the current moment instead of spinning off into mental chaos. Build self-trust. The antidote to overthinking is trusting yourself. Trust that you can handle whatever comes. Trust that you'll figure it out. Trust that you're more capable than you give yourself credit for. How do you build self-trust? By keeping small promises to yourself. Do what you say you'll do. Honor your own word. Each time you do, you prove to yourself that you're reliable. Embrace uncertainty. This is hard, but essential. You will never have complete certainty. You will never have all the answers. And that's okay. Life is uncertain. The sooner you accept that, the freer you become. Instead of trying to eliminate uncertainty, learn to be comfortable with it. Say to yourself, I don't know how this will turn out, and that's okay. I'll handle whatever comes. Develop a bias toward action. Overthinkers tend to wait until they feel ready, until they have more information, until conditions are perfect. But action creates clarity. You don't think your way into a new way of acting. You act your way into a new way of thinking. Make the call, send the message, start the project. Imperfect action beats perfect planning every time. Before we wrap up, I want to say something important. If your overthinking is severe, if it's keeping you from sleeping, from functioning, from living your life, it might be more than just a habit. It could be anxiety that needs professional support. There's no shame in that. Therapy isn't for weak people. It's for wise people who know when to ask for help. If you've tried everything and overthinking still controls your life, please talk to a therapist or counselor. They can give you tools and support that go beyond what a YouTube video can offer. Your mental health matters. You deserve peace. And sometimes getting that peace requires professional guidance. So, here we are. You now have real, practical tools to break free from overthinking. But let me leave you with this final thought. Overthinking is a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. It won't happen overnight. You won't watch this video and never overthink again. But Every time you catch yourself spiraling and choose to redirect, you're rewiring your brain. Every time you take action instead of endlessly planning, you're building confidence. Every time you practice presence, you're training your mind to be here instead of trapped in what ifs. Be patient with yourself. You've probably been overthinking for years. It's going to take time to unlearn. But imagine what your life could be like if you weren't constantly exhausted by your own thoughts. Imagine the energy you'd have, the clarity, the peace, the confidence. Imagine making decisions quickly and trusting yourself. Imagine being present with the people you love. Imagine sleeping peacefully without replaying every moment of your day. That life is possible. It starts with one choice, the choice to stop letting your thoughts run the show. You are not your thoughts. You are the one observing them, and that means you have power over them. Thank you so much for being here with me today on English TalkNest. If this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's stuck in their own head. And subscribe, because we're building a community of people who are choosing growth, peace, and intentional living. Tell me in the comments, what's your biggest overthinking trigger, and which strategy are you going to try first? I read every comment and I'm cheering for you. Remember, we're not just learning words here. We're learning to live freely. This is Cindy, and this is English TalkNest, where your mind finds rest and your life finds direction. Stop overthinking. Start living. See you soon.